What's good, everyone? Welcome back to Raggedy Ass Bitch TV, unfiltered, unpaid, unbought. I'm your host, and today we need to talk about something that pisses me off every single time I see it. I'm talking about the welfare queen myth. The videos, the posts, the comments. People love to make content showing black people buying food with SNAP benefits, acting like black people are the problem, like they're draining the economy, like black people are living large off taxpayer money. But let me tell you what they're not showing you. Let me tell you who's really getting your tax dollars. So let's get into it. I saw a video recently, a white woman, happy as can be, celebrating that SNAP benefits are going away. And you know what her reason was? She's mad that black people are buying graham crackers and whatever else they want with their benefits. Graham crackers. Graham crackers. Let that sink in. This woman is celebrating that poor people, including children, are going to go hungry because she's upset about someone buying graham crackers. And this is a pattern, right? They love to make videos about black people on SNAP, black people in the grocery store, black people buying food. They zoom in on the carts, they comment on what people are buying. They act like they're doing some kind of public service by exposing poor black people for buying groceries. But here's what kills me. These same people, their people are on food stamps too. White people make up the largest group of SNAP recipients in America. That's a fact. That's not opinion. That's statistical reality. But you don't see them making videos about white people in the grocery store, do you? You don't see them zooming in on white people's carts, commenting on what they're buying. No, because the welfare queen has always been coded as black, even though the majority of people receiving assistance are white. Let's break down some facts real quick. SNAP, that's the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, is what people call food stamps. EBT is the card you use to access those benefits. It's the same thing. And a lot of people don't even know that. They think SNAP, EBT, and welfare are all different things. Or they think only certain people get it. But here's the reality. About 42 million Americans receive SNAP benefits, and the majority of them, white. Approximately 36% of SNAP recipients are white. About 26% are black. About 17% are Hispanic. So, white people are the largest group receiving SNAP benefits, but that's not the story you see on social media, is it? And you know why? Because the welfare queen myth was specifically created to demonize black women, to make people think that black people are lazy, that black people are scamming the system, that black people are living off the government while hard-working Americans foot the bill. It was racist propaganda created by Ronald Reagan, used to justify cutting social programs, and people still believe it today. But let's talk about the double standard here. When white people are on SNAP, it's because they fell on hard times. They're temporarily struggling. They need a hand up, not a handout. But when black people are on SNAP, they're lazy, scammers, welfare queens popping up babies to get more benefits. Same program, same benefits, same reason. People need help feeding their families. But the narrative is completely different depending on the color of your skin. And these people making videos of black folks in the grocery store, they don't even know if those people are using Snap. They just assume because black person plus grocery store equal must be using benefits in their racist little minds. But even if someone is using Snap, so what? You know how much the average SNAP benefit is per person? About $200 a month. That's it. That's less than $7 a day to feed yourself. Try feeding yourself on $7 a day and then tell me people are living large off SNAP. Now let's talk about who's really draining taxpayer money. You want to talk about welfare? Let's talk about corporate welfare. Let's talk about the billions of dollars in subsidies, tax breaks, and bailouts that go to corporations and wealthy individuals every single year. The fossil fuel industry gets about $20 billion a year in subsidies. Big agriculture gets about $20 billion a year. We bailed out Wall Street banks to the tune of $700 billion in 2008. We gave corporations $1.7 trillion in tax cuts in 2017. But you don't see people making videos about that, do you? You don't see people zooming in on Jeff Bezos and saying, "Look at this welfare queen. His company paid zero in federal taxes while getting government contracts." You don't see people making content about Elon Musk companies getting billions in government subsidies. You don't see people upset about profitable corporations paying their workers so little that those workers need SNAP benefits to survive. Meaning, taxpayers are subsidizing corporate profits. No, they're mad about someone buying graham crackers. They're mad about a single mother getting $200 a month to feed her kids. They are mad about the pittance that goes to poor people while billions go to the rich, but they call it subsidies or tax incentives, so it doesn't sound like welfare. But that's exactly what it is. It's welfare for the rich. And let's be real about what this really is about. This has always been about racism. The welfare queen myth was created to turn working class white people against working class black people, to make them think that they're working hard while black people are lazy and taking their money. But it's the lie. It's always been a lie. Black people work, often multiple jobs, often in the hardest, lowest paid positions, often without benefits, without security, without respect. But black people are demonized for wanting help, for needing a social safety net that we pay into with our tax dollars, just like everyone else. Meanwhile, the actual rich people, the people who are actually taking the most from the system, they are celebrated. They are job creators. They are successful. They are smart for using tax loopholes and getting subsidies. But a single mother buying groceries for her kids, she's a welfare queen. Make it make sense. And here's what really gets me. Some of these people making these videos know better. They know white people are the largest group on Snap. They know it. But they make videos of black people anyway. Because that's what gets engagement. That's what feeds into people's racist stereotypes. That's what makes them feel superior. And some of them genuinely don't know. They don't know the difference between SNAP and EBT and welfare. They don't know the actual statistics. They don't know who receives what. But they don't want to know because knowing the truth would ruin their narrative. It's easier to blame black people than to acknowledge that the system is set up to benefit the wealthy at the expense of everyone else. It's easier to punch down at poor people than to punch up at the corporations and billionaires actually draining resources. It's easier to maintain racist stereotypes than to confront the reality that poverty affects people of all races and the real theft is happening at the top, not the bottom. And can we talk about the cruelty of celebrating SNAP going away? This woman in the video was happy that the benefits are being cut, happy that people are going to struggle more to feed themselves and their families, happy that children are going to go hungry. Why? Because she doesn't like what someone is buying with their benefits. You're celebrating hunger. You're celebrating suffering. You're celebrating making poor people's lives harder. And for what? What do you gain from this? Because here's the thing. SNAP benefits don't affect you. They don't come out of your pocket specifically. Your taxes are going to be the same whether SNAP exists or not. But what will happen when you cut SNAP is more hungry children, more food insecurity, more health problems from malnutrition, more crime as desperate people do desperate things, more burden on other social services, more suffering. Is that what you want? Is that the world you want to live in, where children go hungry because you're mad about graham crackers? Let me tell you what SNAP actually is and who it actually helps. SNAP is a nutrition assistance program. It helps low-income people buy food. That's it. You can't buy alcohol with it. You can't buy tobacco with it. You can't buy non-food items. You can only buy food. And the majority of SNAP recipients are working families who don't make enough to cover all their expenses. Elderly people on fixed incomes, people with disabilities, children. About 70% of SNAP recipients are families with children. About 44% of recipients are children themselves. These aren't lazy people scamming the system. These are people who work but don't make enough. These are vulnerable populations who need help. And the program works. SNAP reduces food insecurity. It reduces poverty. It helps children do better in school. It improves health outcomes. So when you celebrate SNAP going away, you're not celebrating the end of some scam. You're celebrating hurting vulnerable people. You're celebrating making life harder for working families, for children, for the elderly, for people with disabilities. That's not something to be proud of. That's something to be ashamed of. You know what we should be talking about? We should be talking about why people who work full-time jobs still need SNAP to survive. We should be talking about why wages are so low that working families can't afford food. We should be talking about why corporations can pay their CEOs millions while their workers qualify for government assistance. We should be talking about wealth inequality, about how the richest people and corporations are hoarding wealth while working people struggle. We should be asking why billionaires exist while children go hungry. We should be asking why we can find billions for corporate subsidies and military spending, but we begrudge poor people $200 a month for groceries. We should be asking why we've normalized the poverty wages and then demonize people for needing help. That's the conversation. Not whether someone on Snap is buying graham crackers or steak or whatever. The problem isn't poor people trying to survive. The problem is a system that creates and maintains poverty while enriching the already wealthy. But it's easier to make videos of black people in grocery stores than to confront that reality. So, to the people making these videos, to the people sharing them, to the people celebrating snap cuts, ask yourself why you're so focused on poor people getting pennies while ignoring rich people getting billions. Ask yourself why you assume black people in grocery stores are on Snap when statistically they're probably not. Ask yourself why you're more upset about someone buying graham crackers than about corporations paying zero in taxes. Ask yourself why you're celebrating people going hungry. And ask yourself if this is really about taxpayer money or if it's about something else, something uglier, something you don't want to admit. Because if you were really concerned about government waste, about your tax dollars, you'd be going after the big fish, not the small ones. You'd be upset about corporate welfare, not food stamps. You'd be making videos about billionaires, not poor people buying groceries. But you're not, because this was never about the money. It was always about racism. The welfare queen is a myth. It always has been. It's a racist stereotype created to divide working people and distract us from who's really taking our money. The real welfare queens are the corporations getting billions in subsidies while paying poverty wages. The real welfare queens are the billionaires who pay less in taxes than their secretaries. The real welfare queens are at the top of the economic ladder, not the bottom, but they call it subsidies and incentives so you wouldn't call it what it is, welfare. So, the next time you see a video of someone using SNAP benefits, before you judge, before you comment, before you share, ask yourself why someone felt the need to make that video. Ask yourself why they chose to record a black person when white people are the largest group of SNAP recipients. Ask yourself why you're so concerned about poor people getting help but not concerned about rich people getting billions. And maybe, just maybe, redirect your anger where it actually belongs. This has been Raggedy Ass Bitch TV. We're not here for the lies. We're here for the truth. Stay unfiltered. Stay unbought. Stay woke to the real game. Stay free. I'm out.